Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is Scouts, Pioneers, and Settlers. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts on my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a while ago, and the world has completely changed since then. Most of these topics are evergreen and are completely applicable for today, but if there's anything that's really radically out of date, I'll give you the most recent information. And at the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Scouts, pioneers, and settlers. In the 3 decades, now 4, I've been doing professional psychic readings. I've noticed people have core essence tendencies. I used to think that there were only two, and then I learned that they break down to at least 4 or more aspects of the two primary ones. Since my training was clairvoyant, I've seen these as colors, but other people may recognize them through different vibratory levels, how they feel, how they sense them to be. I'm finding it helpful to acknowledge people's essences. It's both validating to them and gives me greater understanding and appreciation of them and their part in the world. I spent the last few days with settlers, and it's been really interesting. They're salt of the earth, grounded and sensible Midwesterners, the kind who remain faithful and married forever, the ones who have children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and are active and interested in their lives. They like to stay with the same company they joined straight out of college and are loyal and hardworking employees right through getting their gold watch at retirement. They set the standard for how things should be. The mainstream majority. Energetically, their color could be deep blue. This is how I see their core essence. Others may see them as a different color. Their vibration, alto or bass notes. They may seem to be slow moving, but they're actually methodical and thoughtful in their decision making. They feel grounded and down to earth, and they play an important part in the evolution of consciousness, which I'll get to in a moment. On the other end of the spectrum, we have scouts. They're information seekers, dreamers, and explorers. Scouts are out there on the leading edge, looking for the newest thing, the undiscovered country. Scouts may come off as ungrounded or fickle, as they don't stay long enough for grass to grow under their feet. They are very comfortable with change. They may be nomads, as their work may require them to move or travel frequently. They're creative people who come up with all sorts of story plots, but never write their novels. It may be hard for them to stay married to one person unless they have a spouse as mercurial as they are, or who acts as their anchor person, giving them a stable base, or the weighted string to their helium balloon. Scouts may come off as flaky because they never seem to produce anything. Scouts' core energy is a bright light yellow. Their vibration is very high, soprano or tenor. It's very quick and fast moving like a hummingbird. Now, I've just realized that scouts are not necessarily trailblazers. Trailblazers are explorers, but they do create a pathway of sorts for someone else to follow. They pass the information back to others so that those people can do something with it. Just like scouts, they don't sit still very long. They may be workshop facilitators or keynote speakers who give out concepts, tools, and techniques in one-shot doses. It's up to someone else to develop the deeper curriculum. A great example of a successful blended scout trailblazer is Richard Branson. Part of his genius is his ability to delegate, to find the right people to bring his ideas into form and maintain his companies. Trailblazers are also a sunlight yellow, but they produce bolder notes, a contralto or baritone vibration. They are quick-moving, but not hyperactive like scouts. They can be charismatic. You want to follow them. It seems like there are fewer scouts and trailblazers in the world, but it may be that predominant cultures don't encourage these kinds of beings, so they're underground. They're in the closet or they're unrecognized. Scouts and trailblazers often feel like they don't belong in their family or home environments. They feel different, but that's because they're not meant to replicate established patterns. Pioneers pile their families into covered wagons and bravely go down trails previously blazed. They're enthusiastic communicators, coaches, and teachers, and inspire others to take risks and move forward in life. They are curious about new things and excited about change, but they bring their family with them. They are great balancers between scouts and trailblazers and settlers. Pioneers are sky blue. Their vibration is clear and strong, and maybe on many levels. There are more pioneers than scouts and trailblazers, and probably a lot of pioneers masquerading as settlers. Each aspect contributes an important element to the evolution of consciousness. Scouts bring in the first sparks of the next level of being. They may be ahead of their time. They may inspire and bring new thoughts into the highest level of awareness. They operate outside the box, color outside the lines. They dance to a different drummer. Trailblazers tune into these sparks and germinate them. They create prototypes. They seem like rebels because they seem unable to play by the rules or follow directions. But that's because their inner purpose is about breaking old patterns and initiating new ones. They're the ones blazing new trails to the next level of comprehension. Pioneers help the rest of humanity up to speed with their new way of being. They create a safe place for others to try new things. And settlers bring these new things into form, ground these new ideas into reality. They make the new established and bring it into the norm, whereupon the cycle starts over again. Now, we may be more than one of these aspects. We may be one kind when we're younger and evolve into another kind as we get older. We may be one kind at home and another kind in our careers. It's important to know what your core essence is, because you'll know why you're unhappy with the rest of your life, because you're acting against your inner purpose. It will help you align with the essence of who you are and how you move forward along or deeper into your path. Maybe you're in a job that requires you to be outgoing and make cold calls, try new things, and you may be happiest just tinkering on one thing, probably by yourself in the office. Your essence is about bringing something into form. Perhaps there's another position that's a better fit for you. Maybe you've been experiencing conflict in your relationship because you're expecting your partner to be the same way you are. When you acknowledge what their essence is, you can appreciate the uniqueness and gifts they are giving. I haven't mentioned catalysts or avatars, as they're few and far between and not likely to be reading this. Catalysts jolt people into awakening. They bring a striking transformation into the world. They may perform miracles. Their energy is lime or light green, the color of births and deaths. Avatars of Jesus, Buddha, or Muhammad, the evolutionary energy that they brought into consciousness was gold, providing a gentle healing that enables people to bring more of their spirit into form. Avatars move everyone up a level. Which one are you? This week, notice what your natural tendency is and whether you are going with it or holding it back in some way. Take steps towards being who you are essentially and see what happens. One thing I did miss out there is another few and far between is a core essence that is pink, and that is like Amma, who is the hugging saint. I don't know if she's a saint, but she is from India and she travels around and people wait 6 hours in line to get into one of her events so that they can receive a hug from her. And so her whole aura is pink. It's this big hearted energy. And the only thing to add to this is often people who are at one end of the spectrums, the settlers, completely don't understand the people at the other end of the spectrum, because the settlers are the kind of people who go into the family business and they are the people who establish the towns and the banks in the world. And they completely don't understand the pioneers or the trailblazers who are out there going off the edge of the world. They have gone 6,000 miles away to try something new. And so the settlers are like, why would you ever leave home? And the trailblazers and the pioneers are like, why would you stay home? So often in families, there's like one person who is the trailblazer, and they're there and they're meant to break the family patterns, to help evolution by bringing in a higher and more clear vibration. But the downside is that they can tend to be kind of ungrounded. However, the settlers can get very stuck, not only going into the family business, but they can get very stuck perpetuating the family dysfunction as well. And the wonderful thing about the evolution of consciousness that we're going through is that we all have an opportunity now to balance ourselves out, to move forward as our clear essence, but in a way that is harmonious and healthy and not stuck in the past. So if you have an experience like this, or if you know relatives who are like this, please go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to read your comments. And if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media. And click the like button and subscribe. And that way you're telling the algorithm to share this far and wide and get this out to someone who really needs to see this information. And if you'd like a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the Skybox technique, which will give you a drone level perspective of your own life and give you insights on how to navigate it. And if you want some manifestation techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is my self-study course where you can learn how to make profound energetic changes in your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can sign up for my individual sessions where I take a look at you as consciousness and what's going on in your life today. And then I can answer any questions you might have, whether it's about relationships, money, what's coming up in your future. And I can also talk to deceased loved ones, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you'd like to learn how to do this for yourself, that is, navigate your life as consciousness with the help of some consciousness techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.